Mark Walker. Today we're going to begin the load tuning on this rifle. It's a factory rifle. I've done nothing to it. It's a Ruger Hawkeye 6.5 Creedmoor. I put a 6-24 Vortex on it, nothing fancy about it. And we're going to load it with just regular RCBS full length dies. In the previous video, we did bullet seating depth, and we got approximately a 10,000ths jam on the bullets. And so my first test loads are all going to be at that bullet seating depth. I started at 40 grains and went to 40 and a half, 41, 41 and a half, 42. And we're going to give that a try. I don't like to burn up a bunch of ammunition if I know the load won't shoot. If the second shot already wrecks the group, I'm not going to put 3 more rounds through this barrel. The barrels don't last that long anyway. Some people say the Creedmoor barrel lasts forever. They don't. We had a 6 PPC bench gun, full tight neck chamber, and everything, and we saw the accuracy slip in 1,000 rounds. So when this barrel goes, we'll put another heart or a shell and select match or trigger on it, and get the action blueprinted. I have no idea if this rifle will shoot or not. Like I say, it hasn't been fired. It's just been unboxed, and we mounted the scope to it. I'll show you. I forgot to show you something about the bullet seating here, so I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna show you that right now. All right, here we are at the press, and we're gonna seat these bullets. Now I've already got this adjusted with as much jam as I care to run, and everything's locked down. Really, these dies, they can seat straight ammunition, or they can seat real crooked ammunition. They're nothing like a Wilson, chamber die, it's bullet seater here, where the cartridge case is fully housed in a chamber, and it lifts the stem up, still in perfect alignment before you seat it. But most of you guys have this RCBS or Hornady or Redding or Lee dies, and they work. They'll work fine. But I'll show you how I seat bullets, so I don't get a bunch of run out. Anyway, I'll set the bullet on there, and the handle's down here. I feel it starting to seat. I'm going to give it just a little bit. I'm going to ease up on the handle, give it a third of a turn, give it a little bit more, ease up on the handle, give it another third of a turn, and I'll send it home all the way down. I've tested this and tested it over the years, and I can make a lot straighter ammunition by doing that. In plain, factory dies, even the sleeve dies, like the Hornady makes one with a sleeve die. It doesn't mean you can just cram down with the handle. You can roll it on a piece of glass, and with your naked eye, you can watch the tip of the bullet just wobble. Unlike a Wilson hand chamber die. We'll do one more here. I got the bullet, set it on the neck, put it in here, start it. Third of a turn, start it, another third of a turn, send it home. We're getting ready to put the first few test rounds for the factory rifle project. It's a Ruger Hawkeye 6.5 Creedmoor. Load testing without a wind indicator, wind flag is no different than driving your car down the road blindfolded. It's the difference between, knowing whether your groups are going to shoot tight or not. If you're shooting without it, it can make a ½ inch of difference at 100 yards. If you're shooting with it, it'll make an 1/8 inch difference from your worst to your best. So always make sure, even if it's homemade, make sure that you have a wind flag of some sort when you do your load testing. Okay. All right, before we start shooting, you'll see often in the gun magazines and stuff like this, they'll be shooting off a pedestal rest like this one here. And this leg will be pointing forward. Not only will you look like a tard, but you're going to lose your elevation adjustment. You're fine-tuned here. If you're a little bit above or below the bullseye, it's right here. Now, if you got a magazine or a magazine box that's in the way, pop it out. Oh, and another thing I noticed here is it's got this nice tactical sling set on the side of it. I don't want that to hit my bag under recoil. I mean, it might look cool, but it's sure going to screw groups up if it doesn't. So I'm going to take that out real quick. Shoot, with all this garbage on there, I'll have to buy tactical clothing and learn how to call people bro at the gun range or something. Anyway, that's off, and now it's gonna slide back and forth, and we're gonna have more even recoil. So between this and the wind flag, we're gonna get started. I already bore sighted the gun. I won't show you how to do that unless you guys ask me to. I'm assuming most of you already know how anyway. So I'll get some ammunition and we're gonna go ahead and start shooting a little bit. All right, we're gonna give this rifle a rough 100-yard tune for right now. It's a long-range rifle. It's the 6.5 Creedmoor. So all I care about is getting it shooting, you know, pretty darn good at 100 yards. I loaded 2 rounds of each, starting at 40 grains, going up to 42. And I'm jammed about 10 thousandths in the lands. Not too hard. I can extract if I want. And I won't stick a bullet in the barrel. And I'm plenty safe. I started low here. So I'll send a couple shots out and watch my wind flag there. And we'll go up and have a look and we'll mark them and label them. So here we go. Okay, that's real close. I'm actually on the orange sticker. The bolt opened easy. The primers are round. We'll send another one here. This is the bottom of the load. About 40 grains. Try to catch our wind again. Well, actually that egg shaped the hole. It might have just been luck. Anyway, it looks like it shows real promise. That opened real easy, so we're gonna go up a half a grain here and we'll try it again. I'm gonna move my scope so it gets away from that group. And the rifle's hitting probably 3/4 of an inch to the right and 3/4 of an inch high. So I'm gonna go left, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just leave it high. I don't care where it hits right now, I just want it on paper. Yeah, and the scope moved about the right amount too, I see. It's 40 and a half. About a half inch apart. Looks like it, you know, could be a little worse, but I don't know because we only fired 2 of each. This is still opening real easy. Fireman's around. Go up another half grain here. I'm gonna move it further away from the bullseye. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll only put 1 up. Again, the scope's working right. These do fit in the magazine, and I can meet the lambs, but I don't want it in there because of my rest. Okay, these 2 are just barely touching. And I'm getting a little bit of a crater on the primers right here. So I'm probably gonna stop. There's a crater. Not really, but anyway, I'm gonna stop for right here for right now until I really get to looking, but we're building up a little bit of pressure. All right, here we are at our 100-yard target, and got a little bit lucky with the bore sighting. I was able to hit the sticker, and these two here are my first two shots. It just egg-shaped the hole. Doesn't mean too much. It's just two shots. That's all. All it proves is, you know, it's trying to cooperate some. And this is 40 grains. And with a 10,000ths jam. This is all about a 10,000ths jam. Okay. Then we touched off, I moved the scope over, and we touched off two more at 40.5. I'm not a bit impressed. That's not good. You can't live with that at 100 yards at all. But it had to be tested, you know. And see, we haven't fouled the barrel or anything. We've only shot 6 through it. So here's 40.5. And the bolt's still open pretty easy, and it didn't show pressure signs. So we tried the 41 grain load. And it's these two that are slightly vertical. So 40.5, this is 41 grains. So again, we've got 40, 40.5, and 41. Now move the scope between each group, just get it out of here. I don't care where it hits. I want to shoot this at about 300 yards, and I'm probably going to go back to my 40 grain charge and try that, and I'll probably shoot again at 41 and compare the two. Now, we haven't adjusted the bullet seating depth at all. We're still 10,000ths jammed. So anyway, we're going to mess with the powder a little bit more at 300 yards with over wind flags, of course, and a clean barrel. And we're going to come up with the best charge we can, and then we're going to mess that bullet seating depth. I've only got 2 more bullet seating depths to test since I've jammed 10,000ths. I figure the rifle's going to shoot great between touching and 10,000ths jam. I don't own a single gun that shoots its best jumping. I'm not a bullet jumper anymore. I quit that 20 years ago. You know, and if you have a competition that requires that you have a magazine box and you can't meet the lands and use that magazine box, run it into your gunsmith, have both the action up, use the right magazine box. It's better to have perfect bullet to bore alignment, and the load's more forgiving. This is the first 6 shots out of that rifle, so I'll see you guys later. To finish load tinning the rifle, and oftentimes, you know, you can have a bug hole group at 100 and it's not going to work at longer range. That's why I always, you know, load tune long range rifles at longer range, close range rifles at closer range. But yesterday, remember the 40 grain charge here, 2 of them about went in the same hole here. And so I tried this for the very first group. And sure enough, I don't have a lot of windage in the group, really, a lot of horizontal in it, but I do have plenty of vertical. Again, we're still jammed 10,000ths. I haven't touched that, so we're going to play with the bullet, or we're going to play with the powder charge a little bit more and see if we can't tighten this up before I mess with, you know, how much jam I have. So I'm going to mark these 3 bullets, and it's not a match grade rifle. This is a factory rifle. It's not going to shoot like my other stuff, but we'll try to wring out what we can out of it, and eventually we'll even glass it, and we'll video that too. But right now we got way too much vertical, and yeah, I did clean the gun after these first 6, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark these shots. There's one right here, and another one real close to it. But we can't live with that. We're looking for 1.5 inch group, half minute of angle at 300 yards or better if we can do it. But again, it's not going to shoot like my match grade stuff, you know, in my gun room, but we'll try to wring out what we can out of it. But right now we're probably looking at a, I don't know, 3.5, 4-inch group. So we'll try another one here in a minute. Okay, so we shot the same 3 powder charges over again that we shot at 100 yards. Our first 3-shot group at 300 yards was the 40 grain charge. It's here, here, and this low one. That's too much vertical. We went up to 40.5 grains, and we shot these 3 here. Nothing to brag about at all, but we haven't touched our bullet seating depth yet. You know, we're gonna tune it. And then we went up to 41 grains, and we shot here, here, and here. A group is fanned out bad left and right. Even if it was closer together, I don't like the shape of it. It's wind sensitive. I don't like that. You know, and this is too much vertical. We have a rounder group here. Not only is it tighter, but it's a better shaped group. So what we're going to do is we're going to work off of this charge here, and we're going to fool with bullet seating depth now, you know, in the next set of targets. Okay, we're here at 300 yards, and we're working on the bullet seating depth. And we started at 10 thousandths jam, and it's been blowing today pretty good. You know, 10, 12 mile an hour crosswind all day and kind of gusty. Been fighting it some. Anyway, at 10 thousandths jam, I've got a group here that measures 2 inches. And then I went to a 5 thousandths jam, you know, the same powder charge. I haven't changed anything. It's a factory Ruger Hawkeye rifle, 6.5 Creedmoor. Anyway, I went to a 5 thousandths jam, and I've got an 1 3/8 inches. And notice how we took our vertical out of it. And then I screwed up. I actually got off the lands to where I was jumping the bullet, and I tried a group with that, and I've got a 2 5/8 inch group, just barely missing the rifling, and it's fanned out left and right. It's wind sensitive. We don't want that load at all. I haven't shot it through the chronograph yet, and I haven't done any primer tests yet. But I have faith in this load here, because earlier today I was shooting the same load, and lo and behold, it repeated it yet again. It's probably the 5th group that is in that half minute of angle. You know, I had a group that was 1 5/8 inches, and I had some that were 1.5 inches. This one happens to be 1 3/8 inches, and they all have a nice shape to them. Next time I see you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get the iPod set up, and we're going to get zeros at 100, 300, and 700 and dial the iPod in. And so we know where to spin the turrets, and we can, you know, shoot targets of various yardages. Now, this rifle isn't glassed or anything like that. I'll probably glass this rifle. I think there's more accuracy in it, and it's not a copper hound. But anyway, just give you an update. Put up a new target board, and I touched off these three groups here. So I'll see you next time.